Alright, so you've passed the basics. You watched the previous video, you played around with all the information that I gave in it, figured out which character type you want to play as. That's great. That being said, there's a lot more to Dead by Daylight than just picking what kind of class you want to play as, although that is a big part of it. That being said, let's move on to the advanced guide. Alright, in this part of the guide we're going to go over some important information that you need to know to progress faster in Dead by Daylight and get some things that you otherwise wouldn't be able to. You're going to want to get your player level up, which is right here, as high as you can, so that you can get iridescent shards from it. Farm out player level to get iridescent shards. You can then use those shards in the store here. You can use them to buy player cosmetics, which are very expensive, and I would not suggest doing that. Instead, I would suggest that you go over here to the Shrine of Secrets and buy some survivor perks that you otherwise wouldn't be able to, like Up the Ante from Ace Visconti, because I do not own him, or this Laurie Strode perk, which I don't own her. You can also use these iridescent shards to buy survivors in some instances, but not all. As you can see, it costs 500 auric cells to be able to get her. But there are some survivors that I believe that you can unlock with iridescent shards, like Fing Min here. She costs 9,000. And she has some great teachable perks that I would suggest that you look into if you want to be a generator support character. That being said, if you don't have a blood point survivor like I do with Jeff Johansson, but I clicked the wrong thing, forgive me, to where you can get a lot of blood points quick even after you prestige your main survivor, you're going to need a way to get blood points and level up as well. So that's where this right here comes in, the archives. Click it, go over here. So you can go to the current tome and try and do all these challenges inside of a match with your team, or you can go over here to the compendium and do them one at a time with your team as well. That way you get all the little keychain icons here that you can have on your survivor. Let's go all the way back, which you can have on your survivor down here in the customization. That's how you get those, if you were wondering. Alright, that pretty much sums up this part of the guide. Let's move on to the next part. We're going to go over a touchy topic here in this part of the guide, is playing as the killer. Playing as the killer will allow you to get a lot of blood points in quick succession, as well as helping you learn how to avoid the killer's attacks and learning what their special abilities are, because each killer comes with their own special ability and own specific playstyle. In my case, my favorite killer is playing as the Executioner, which is Pyramid Head from Silent Hill. Also, getting a lot of blood points quick as the killer is super easy, because in the tome, which I talked about in the last part of the guide, there's literally parts for where you can only get them as the killer, as you can see here, as well as a lot of your daily rituals, which are down here, which give you the most blood points out of most of the challenges, will mostly be played, I just said the most 3 times in a row, you'll have to forgive me, as the killer, as you can see, with the Executioner, send 4 survivors to the Cage of Atonement. And I literally have to farm for these right here. I don't really play as that survivor too much, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. And I don't think I have the nurse, so I don't even think I can do that. Do I have the nurse? Is the nurse a free one? Let's see. I do. Okay, the nurse is free. Cool. But yeah, that's a great way of making blood points for your survivors as well. Or if you want to be learning how to play as the killer, it's good for the killer too. Let's move on to the next part of the guide. Alright, in this part of the guide, we're going to go over some in-game things that you should be doing in case you want to bring your survivor rank up, as well as keeping information at hand. First things first, we're going to go over how to access offerings. You're going to hit the escape key on computer in order to see the offerings in case you missed any. Next, we're going to be going over getting chased by the killer. You got to do this to keep the killer off your allies back while they get generators up. It also lets you get chase points, as well as it gives you the option to stun the killer, making them angry and giving you bonus points. So you should try that. Next, we're going to go over struggling on the hook. It gives you some points. Got to do it inevitably. And then after that, we're going to go straight to repairing generators. Repairing generators gives you a lot of points and also helps progress in the game, keeps your survivors going out the escape gate. Next, we're going to be going after some healing of friends, We gotta be doing that to keep them alive. It helps make them like you more. Breaking totems is good too for points. Gotta break two of them to bring your rank up. After that, we're gonna be getting some survivors off the hook. That's how you get a lot of points. And then opening chests. All these things will help you bring up your survivor rank as well as progress through the game on here really quick. Keep these things in mind whenever you're inside the game as a survivor. And don't forget the most important thing is to be a team player. Most of these things revolve around doing that. Alright, let's move on. Alright, my fellow survivors, this is about as much as I can cover in this video because it's all the information that I have that I can think of at the moment. If there's anything that I left out, go ahead and leave a comment down below because people will check that. Also, if this video helped you out any, go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to be notified when I drop another video, go ahead and subscribe. If you want links to my Discord and my Twitter and my Twitch, there's going to be links down below in the description. And as always, good luck in the fog, and y'all have a great one.